advisable to call patient alone during case taking, or we should tell some accompanying person to come along with the patient?
Usually, most homeopaths prefer, and it is advised that we should call the patient alone during case taking, but I think a little differently. I always ask the patient to come with whoever he can bring along. From that, we get a lot of things to know about the personality of the patient. For example, who is accompanying the patient? A friend, a family member, husband, wife, son, parents, uh, neighbors, or who is coming, and that is something that gives a clue to the entry point into a case. So that is a very vital thing. Second observation is that when the patient enters the cabin along with the accompanying person, whoever it is, then who comes in first, who sits first, who stands first, who offers the chair. Even during case taking, when the patient is answering questions, whether the person answers the question himself or herself, or the accompanying person answers for that person. When that patient is answering, whether he looks at the other person and then answers, takes a pause, is all that gives lot of clues to us during case taking. For example, if we ask the patient, and the patient is the wife, and we ask the patient, what is your stress? And the patient looks, gives a glance at the husband, and then talks to us and says there is no stress. We have a clue, a straight clue, that the stress is sitting next to her. It is the husband, but she cannot tell it in front of us, and so she says there is no stress. So that is a very vital clue which tells us about something. And then we can ask the husband to leave, and then ask the patient in private whether what is the stress, and we will know what is the answer. We can expect what is the answer. Even Hahnemann has written in Organon aphorism number 6, where he writes about unprejudiced observer and portrait of disease, that the portrait of the disease and case taking is formed by the answers given by the patient, second by those accompanying him, and third observations by the physician himself. So three sources make a complete portrait: the patient himself, the person accompanying, and the physician himself. Hence, it is always recommended that please allow the patient to bring someone along. In fact, request him to bring someone along who can tell more information about him. That definitely gives us a second perspective of the person. That will help in case taking, and it increases the depth of our case taking. Thank you.